for me, I was like, well, what is social media? I mean, I didn't grow up with it, and I came into the game pretty late. I was 31, and a lot of social media stars, they're starting at 13. And so I'd had this whole career before I got into it, and I thought, oh my God, if I'm going to quit my career in the radio, I've got to make this work. This isn't just some kind of hobby. Like, I've quit my full-time job, my salary each month. That's hard to give up, right? Well, nice to meet you all. Thank you so much for coming.
So, Alex, before we deep dive into all of your businesses and ventures, and you tell us your secrets to be so successful, can you tell us a little bit about you and how you became Supercar Blondie?
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure how many of you know the story. Some of you probably do, some of you don't. So I'll keep it brief before we go into everything else. But basically, I was a radio presenter here in Dubai. I had my own radio show. I absolutely loved it, to be honest with you. I have a business journalism background, so I went into radio. I love that show. And then I kind of fell into social media I've always loved cars, and so I was given a press car once by Bentley, and I thought, oh my God, this is a dream. So I got to drive this car for the very first time, like my first time in a luxury car, and I thought, oh my God, I need more of this in my life. So I just started on the side of my full-time job, just filming cars wherever I could get access, and that's kind of how I started.
Wow, that's a pretty good story. So actually, as a creator, trying to build an audience on your own, how did you actually, because you started from zero, so how did you actually know what side you wanted to grow?
Yeah.
And was there a specific strategy for you to become the biggest?
Yeah. So as I said, I kind of fell into it. And so for me, I was like, well, what is social media? I mean, I didn't grow up with it. And I came into the game pretty late. I was 31. And, a lot of social media stars, they're starting at 13. And so I'd had this whole career before I got into it. And I thought, oh my God, if I'm going to quit my career in the radio, I've got to make this work. This isn't just some kind of hobby. Like, I've quit my full-time job, my salary each month, that's hard to give up, right? So for me, I started on Instagram, and then I started on Facebook. And what I didn't realize is that Facebook had such huge potential to go viral. Mm-hmm. So I uploaded a video probably about 2 months into going full-time on social media, and for me at that stage it went viral. It got, I think, like 2 million views or something, which was huge when you don't have any followers.
It's still huge.
Yeah, yeah, I suppose, yeah. And I thought, oh my God, what is this? Basically trying to learn what works and doing more of that and ignoring the stuff that doesn't work. And it's so confusing. You upload something, you think, I love this video, it's going to do so well, and it bombs, and you have to kind of analyze it as a business. It becomes more of a analytics thing rather than just a feeling of what you love. And so my goal really was, I saw the guys in the industry, right? There were only really guy content creators in automotive that were doing well. And the biggest one had 1 million followers. And I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, I got to be bigger than that. So my first goal was to beat the 1 million followers. And then once I hit that, it kind of, I just went viral a lot on Facebook. And then I had my new goal, a new goal, a new goal, and I just kept going up from there.
It's funny that you mentioned the fact that sometimes we will upload something that we think is going to work super well, and it's so deceiving. And then you'll upload something that you haven't really worked on that much, and you're like, oh my God, that's what people love. So have you managed to actually now be posting stuff that you love doing, and that's also generating a lot of engagement?
Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, at the beginning I would upload these videos, and I think this is where I got a lot of hate from the automotive industry initially, is because what I realized was working was literally don't talk very much and show people more of the design of cars and the technology rather than the engine and all of the really nitty-gritty of the car world. And so I uploaded these videos that really didn't, I don't know, the automotive journalists hated it because they're like, oh, she doesn't know anything about cars and blah, blah, blah. I was actually doing it for a reason because I knew that it worked and that's what people wanted to see. So there's always a strategy behind that. So now I'm really lucky because I have a big team now who help me with content creation. So I'm lucky now that they can give me some advice as to what actually works, but then I can tell them what I actually want to do. So it's kind of a combo of both.
And actually, before we go into that, I want to understand, as a woman, did you feel like it was harder.
So much harder.
Yeah, like
so much
we
harder.
need to acknowledge that.
Yeah,
I think.
I mean, look, I didn't realize it. I thought we'd come out of that place in the world. You know, when I came into automotive, I was like, it's going to be fine. And then I was just knocked back everywhere I went. It's what it is. You have to just get through it, right? And I think there were times where it was so difficult, I just wanted to give up. I did. I was like, why am I doing this? Like everyone, like the hate is so extreme. You know, you get death threats. People are like, I hope the next car you review runs you over and all of this stuff, right? So it wasn't easy, but I actually, in order to get through it, I stopped reading comments for a bit, and that really helped. So if any of you guys are creators and you're getting a lot of hate, just take a step back and surround yourself with people that love you and support you, because it actually makes a huge difference.
Well, clearly, because so you quit your radio career 7 years ago. That's when you started your journey as a content creator. As we said, you started from 0 to 125 million, and I mean, 125 million, we just speak about it like it's nothing, but like that's a very big part of the world. And now you're no longer a single content creator, and people might not know this, but Alex has 70 people working for her, not only on her content.
No, yeah.
She explained that to me backstage, and she's now transformed into a global media brand. So can you tell us a little bit about how that happened and the transition from uploading your content to building this global media brand?
So as I said, I came into the game quite late for social media, and so for me, I knew that I wanted to create a sustainable business from the get-go. You know, I was running around, just my husband and I, for the first 2-3 years, and we were 300 days on the road every year for 3 years, and it was absolutely exhausting. And I thought, there were so many times where I sat down and I thought, where is this going? I cannot do this for the rest of my life. I'm exhausted. You know, where are the opportunities? How can I grow this? How can it be a sustainable business, where something that doesn't rely just on me? Because if the only thing that's going to keep your business going and get money in the door is you, then it's not a business, right? So I was like really confused. I was like, where are we going with this? What are the opportunities? And it actually got me really down, because sometimes you can't identify them straight away. Actually, what happened was COVID 2020, so that literally shut us down. I couldn't go and get content anymore. And that's what we were doing. That's what we were relying on. And so what we ended up doing is we realized we'd created this incredible community of car lovers all over the world, and they would share their content with us, right? So they would send in their content from wherever they were. Maybe they had a neighbor with an amazing car that no one had ever seen before, and they wanted to be featured on the platform. So instead of us traveling, we were now getting content sent to us, which was amazing. So we needed to start hiring people. So we started hiring an editor, another guy to go on camera as well. So we started our business here, like our hub here in Dubai, and we still have an office here on the Palm. We had a lot of people in the team just editing and producing content that I actually wasn't even a part of. So now we have other presenters, and that was really important for me as well, but it's difficult as a creator to introduce new people on your platform.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah, like at first, like, who is this? And it was a guy at first, right, Sergi, and they're like, what is this? Who is this guy? But if you find really good people who can relate to your audience, then people will totally be on board with that. So it was a very slow kind of process of onboarding them, making sure that the audience is accepting of them, and it's taken years. So now we have about 4 or 5 different people on camera, and what we've done is, instead of me going out and trying to film everything, we now have all these other people going out and filming. We're working with agencies where it's just basically a bigger media brand now. Supercar Blondie doesn't necessarily mean me. It means the brand. So companies will come to us and say, listen, we want you to cover this and this and this, but it doesn't have to be Alex. It can be someone else on camera, because they still get the audience and the reach.
And do you feel like people still prefer when you are involved in the content?
Not necessarily, because it's too expensive.
I think she's honest.
I mean, the thing is that I have these other businesses now, right? So I really need to prioritize my time. Yeah. So when companies want just me, then obviously I need to prioritize, right? So it's like, if you want me, then it's going to cost a little bit more, because it's opportunity cost. Then I'm not working on something else that I really need to be working on. Yeah.
And why did you decide to build, launch, and operate your own website? So supercarblondie.com and sbxcars.com. Yeah. And maybe if you can explain a little bit the difference between both.
Yeah, sure. So this is how we expanded the media group even further. So we're doing content on every single platform, including Snapchat, which we'll talk about in a sec. But then we were at the mercy of these platforms, right?
Yeah.
So as a content creator, we are not in control of the algorithms. We're not in control of like how much money is going to come in each month. So it was really difficult actually to build a business, because suddenly you've got salaries to pay and you've got to make sure that everyone is secure.
Yeah.
And when you're getting different amounts in every single month, then you just can't do that. So for us, we're like, right, we need to make this something that's scalable and has longevity without relying on the outside platforms. So supercarblondie.com is our editorial website. So now we have a team of journalists around the world who are writing about automotive and tech and luxury. So that one actually last year was our still is our fastest growing and most profitable part of the business. So we grew to just over 200% last year, and we're looking to grow about 200% this year. So that's that one. Yeah. And then we launched just about 8 months ago, we launched sbxcars.com, and that's my global auction platform for luxury cars. And so the reason why we launched that is because we had people coming to us, collectors all over the world that we had met through content, right? Saying, listen, I want this car, do you know where I can get it? Or I want to sell my car, do you know someone who wants to buy it? And we didn't have time to connect these people. We were too busy with the content side of things, until we said, oh, hang on a minute. If people are wanting to be connected all over the world to buy and sell cars, well, why don't we start that platform?
And be the connector.
Yeah, and be the connector. So we spent a year building the tech platform from scratch. Building up a team. The team is based out of London and the US mainly, and we do have some people here in Dubai as well. And now we are selling cars globally, and what we wanted to do is make it easier to buy luxury cars, because at the moment when you buy a $3 million car, $5 million, $10 million, a collectible car, a lot of the times with the auction houses, the traditional ones, you have to fly in yourself, or you have to fly your car over there, and you know it's very expensive. You've got to worry about insurance. It's a lot of your time. So we want to make that more accessible by just buying these cars online. So what we do as a company is basically assess the cars, make sure someone goes there in person, make sure the car is
Quality
exactly as
control.
it is, as they say it is, and then we sell that, and so it makes it quicker and faster, and also at less cost, because we don't have the overhead of something like this, right? So people can literally buy a car. These traditional auction houses, I don't know if you guys have bought a car from them before, but they can charge 15 to 20% commission on one car, and if you're buying a $5 million car, that's a lot of extra money. So we're only charging 5% for the buyer, and that's it. And so we're just trying to make things easier and less expensive.
I mean, I think it's needless to say your journey, Alex, is very inspiring.
Oh,
Even I don't necessarily have like a big interest in cars, but when I see what you've developed and I mean everything you've built, it's very impressive.
That's so nice. Thank you.
If we want to keep it real talk, what were your biggest challenges and hurdles that you had to overcome in order to keep on building that business the way you've done it?
So many.
Yeah.
So
Can you talk maybe about a couple, just so you know?
I think the most difficult thing has been literally in the last couple of years actually going from a single creator where you have control over everything. You know, if you want to take the day off, you take the day off. You don't have anyone to report to and other responsibilities, and everything that you earn goes straight into your pocket. Whereas now, when you've built a business, you're having to hire the right people. If you don't hire the right people, if you get one bad egg, they start to bring in more bad eggs, and then it all explodes. And then you have to find one really good person, and then they'll bring in a network of really good people. I think that's been really difficult, and also processes. I have a couple of people here from my team, and they're laughing because they're like, yeah, what processes we're trying? You know, it takes a long time because you go from content creator to running a business. It's not easy. You don't know how to do it. Mm-hmm. How do you run a business? So you just learn as you go. Mm-hmm. And so I think putting in the right people and the processes, and also being cash flow positive, because we have hundreds of thousands of dollars out every month just to keep the business running, overheads, tech, salaries, etc. So, I find that there's a lot more responsibility now. And
do you sleep well at night?
No. No, look, I'm getting better at it, because I realize that I do have really good people now. And so for me to get on a call and they take over is so good. I'm like, wow, I'm not making all the decisions anymore. So when they take over and they go, right, we're going to make this happen, and this is the target, and blah, 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 and I see it actually heading towards that goal, then I can sleep.
There's a lot of creators, I think, who are also inspired by your journey of like posting content around your personality to, as you said before, building a scalable business that doesn't require yourself to be in every single piece of content. Is there any piece of advice that you could give to the audience on how to make that transition?
Yeah, it's first of all, I wouldn't panic, because I panicked for many years. I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to make this sustainable? And then you realize that opportunities just cross you by. It's like, oh, I'd never thought of that. Or people come to you and say, hey, have you ever thought about doing this? Or so ideas and inspiration just it will come, but then you need to act on it. So I would say, first of all, don't panic. You will work out a way to make the business sustainable by either selling a product or creating a community or a platform or something else. I would start by hiring really good people, or just one person. You can't do it on your own, honestly. The number of creators I've met who just do everything on their own, and then I say, just hire one good person, just someone to support you, even an editor or produce someone. They're like, wow, I wish I'd done this from the beginning. Yeah. So that is my number one thing. Start hiring good people, start with one, and then you can expand, because they're going to bring new ideas to you. They're going to bring you things that you've never even thought about. So, two brains better than one, and you can actually relax a little bit more. That's what I'd say.
It's a very good piece of advice. Thank you.
I don't know, hope it helps.
We have a couple of minutes left.
Okay, yeah.
Is there anyone in the audience that wants to ask a question to Alex?
Yeah, go ahead. Can you,
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alex, for your talk. I have a question. You're talking a lot about the scalability in your story. Can you tell me, are you using AI, and do you think in a long term if the AI going to replace creators, or it's going to be always a support tool?
Yeah. It's a good question, thank you. So we do use AI. We're trying to use more of it at the moment, especially for the website where we're writing articles. We don't want to replace any journalists. When I don't think AI is quite there yet to have the accuracy of writing articles just on its own with no kind of oversight. But what we do see is things getting a lot faster to be able to write the article. Then you have AI as like a tool on the side to go, right, I would write this headline like this, and then AI might go, actually, you're going to get way more clicks if you write it like this. And so it's kind of a tool that we use to support the business. I don't think at the moment it's replacing any jobs, especially not in my industry or my business at the moment. Will AI take over creators? I think we're going to see quite a few AI creators, because we're all interested to see that, and we're all interested to see what AI is actually capable of. But as everything, even in the car world, a lot of car companies have gone, right, we're going to be fully electric by 2030, and now they realize, ooh, we swung a little bit too far this way, we've got to come back. So I think we're going to see that kind of pendulum swing towards a lot of AI creators, and then we'll go, actually, we kind of miss real people, and then we'll see it pull back again. That's what I think, anyway.
One last question, because we're out of time.
How do you see actually the interest of the UAE in the content creation, especially that they are focusing on the importance of the contents to have a goal, to have also something impactful on the audience?
So obviously I started here, right? And so the one thing, why have I stayed in Dubai? I've been here 16 years, it's my home. One of the reasons that I say is that I just feel really supported, and I feel really safe here. And, even when I speak to content creators somewhere else in the world, I know safety doesn't really directly correlate with creating content, but actually it does. When you can go out literally anywhere in the city at any time of the day or night and create content and not worry about it, and do it on your own, because that's how we all start, then I think that's really valuable. So I think the safety of being here in the UAE is huge. And obviously they have a goal now to bring in about 10,000 new creators over the next few years. And literally I've spoken to some of my creator friends overseas, and I said, hey, come. Do you want to come? And they're like, what, really? How? Like, yeah, so we're actually, facilitating those visas for them to come over here. So I think it's gonna be huge in the next few years. Does that kind of answer your question?
I would love to know how do you see the importance of and the interest of the UAE in the content creation, and their focus on the goal and the meaningful goals of each and every content creator.
Thank you so much, Alex.
Yeah, thank you guys
You
so
are,
much.
I mean, so inspiring. Thank you for sharing your insights
You're
and
so
for
nice,
letting us
thank you.
into your world a little bit today. Follow her on all platforms, and she's going to join Snapchat in the next couple of days as well.
Yes, I'm joining.
You'll see more of
Yep.
you'll see more of her on there too.
Yeah, great. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it.